What's up, everybody? The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it's Thursday, October 3rd, 2024, and we're about to talk about a big event that's happening on October 5th,
There you
2024,
go.
this Saturday. WWE's Bad Blood coming from Atlanta, Georgia, and a lot is on the line. And we're going to talk all the matches, talk about Cody's interview with Pat McAfee, and get all things wrestling being discussed on this show. Joining me, as always, we have Ryan and Jose. Ryan and Jose, hello.
How's it going,
What's
Matt?
up?
And so excited to bring back my guy, all the way from Southern California, host and creator of the newly named Run the Play Network that you can find on YouTube and all social platforms and their Discord. We have the great Anthony Aramia back in the house. What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Maddie? There you go. Great job. Good job meeting the guys. I'm hyped to be here, man. We've been talking about doing a wrestling show ever since I hopped on for the Super Bowl like 7 months ago. So
Hell
looking
Nice.
forward
yeah.
to doing this.
And now we're starting our new era there as the great skies have opened for us. But this is cool, nice West Coast and East Coast collaboration. And guys,
Yeah.
please, I beg you, I encourage you, please check out Anthony and his contact with his crew, Run the Play Network, formerly the Playbook Sports HQ, and look at all the great stuff they're doing across the entire sports realm. And once again, as always, also don't forget to check us out on social media platforms. Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod, and TikTok at Productive Conversations. And as always, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Magic Mind. Get your shot of Magic Mind, my friends. Magic Mind, if you take it every single day, you will have better mental clarity, you will have less inflammation, you will be more focused on your day without taking some silly drug to mess you up. Take Magic Mind, everybody. Take Magic Mind. And you can get your first subscription to Magic Mind by going to magicmind.com/PCMB. Use discount code PCMB20 for your 48% off your first subscription or 20% off your first one-time purchase. Link is also in the description below on all podcast platforms and YouTube. So let's rock and let's start this show. Bad Blood, WWE, a big event returning for the first time in 20 years. We have
Nice.
we have a premium live event, Bad Blood, coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. 5 matches with huge stakes, with long-term storytelling that it should resolve itself today, or maybe it doesn't. You know how it is in this new Triple H era. But WWE is on an all-time high as they are approaching their big transition to Netflix, and this is definitely a big event that will definitely lead us to that other big event that's happening in January. But the first thing I want to talk about actually is with promoting Bad Blood. Our guy Cody Rhodes is on the circuit right now promoting it, and he goes to WWE commentator and obviously big time sports podcaster Pat McAfee show on Wednesday. And during the 20-minute interview, he talked about his he talked about his song being too much sometimes. He talked about he talked about Georgia Bulldogs football. He talked about a lot of things. But two things stuck out. And let's go for this first one first and then the other big thing. So number one, he said with Crown Jewel coming up, that if we watch the video packages, there will be big implications during the Crown Jewel Premium Live event in November. Now, anyone want to guess what that big title implication could actually be? Serious question. I've tried to stay off of wrestling Twitter today, not to be influenced by other people's opinions or
Mm.
theories. But what do you guys think? The three people I trust the most in wrestling discussions.
I mean, I definitely have a couple of thoughts of what it could be. Uh, how shocking or whatever they would be will vary. Obviously, pie in the sky, perhaps, but the biggest shock would be that we get Rock Cody super early, earlier than any of us expected. We get it for the title. We get it at Crown Jewel. That's number one, right? That fixes the problem of, do you do Rock Roman or Rock Cody at WrestleMania? You use that Saudi money to get The Rock to come back early. Number two, which is probably more likely, is we get, Roman Cody 3, hopefully the last time at Crown Jewel. And who wins that is literally anybody's guess, I would say, honestly, that Cody could very easily lose the title if that's the situation that they book. And then the third, which is probably the most likely but the least interesting, is he's just hinting at Kevin Owens' impending heel turn. Obviously he's turning.
For.
Yeah, obviously he's turning on Cody. Obviously he wants the title. So more than likely he's probably just referring to that. Kevin Owens is going to turn heel, attack him, and get a title shot at Crown Jewel. That's probably what it is. But the other two are way more exciting, I will say, for me personally.
And by the way, I just want to say, Crown Jewel will take place on Saturday, November 2nd. Just 3 days before the election.
Yeah, I mean, when's Survivor Series?
We have Survivor Series. I can look at it really quick. Survivor Series War Games will be November 30th, which will be November
3
30th.
weeks.
Yeah, which feels like
4 weeks after that, actually. But
it feels like that's where The Rock should be. By the way, to be clear, that feels like the earliest The Rock should come back.
Taking place in Rogers Arena in Vancouver. Now, just to add to that, might as well add the second point and we'll put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This was not caught on the initial interview. Maybe this was a hot mic situation, but it is worth mentioning. Pat McAfee asked Cody verbatim, "Heard the big guy's coming back this week." Cody responds, "Which one?" Pat says, "You told me enough." And that's how it ended. Now, could that be The Rock? Who could that be? Cody Rhodes? Could it be Kevin Nash? Who could it be?
Nash?
I just made it up. But who could the big guy be?
About AJ Styles coming back on SmackDown, and they were saying that former AEW champion was going to come out. And I don't know who that is. It was like one of those things where it's like, click the link in my bio to learn more. I was about to do all that. But it could just be an interest. I don't know who it could be. I really want to see Ricky Starks come to WWE, but I don't think he ever won the AEW World Champion. So
did they say World Champion or just former AEW Champion?
I think they said World Champion. I'm pretty sure. And I had no clue who that would be. But
I don't either.
I think at Crown Jewel, it would be sick. We saw at the King of the Ring, they crowned, obviously, the King and Queen of the Ring. What if at Crown Jewel they crown a women's mid-card champion? I think that could be pretty interesting. I feel like we're building up a lot to that at that point. The women's mid-card is finally interesting. So I think that could be cool. A cool little situation.
I only worry about the women's mid-card because, and this is kind of a good segue to something I wanted to talk about that probably wasn't on Matt's schedule. So this card, this card's got 5 matches on it. This is the most recent This is the last time a black male wrestler was on any of these shows was 6 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever it was. It's SummerSlam, maybe not. No, it wasn't SummerSlam. It was before SummerSlam. It's like Money in the Bank, I think, because Carmelo Hayes was on that one. If they're going to keep doing these, 3-match cards, 4-match cards, 5-match cards, fine. I don't think it's a good idea personally, but I get it. They're trying to make Raw and SmackDown must see. So they're making the PLEs. Obviously, they're the biggest matches, but there's only 5. So they're having big matches on Raw or SmackDown and making you tune into that. I get it. I don't think it'll work because they've already trained their audience for decades the opposite way, but whatever. But you can't add more titles if you're only going to give, 10 to 15 people time on the main stage. Gunther's not defending his title here. Both the women are, in fairness, in this particular case. There's no tag team titles on the line, men's or women's, across either show. They don't have enough space right now to add a new title. They have enough women who deserve a title shot, so it's not on the talent. There's the direction they're going in, and maybe it's an Endeavor call. maybe not, is that they don't have enough time on their main cards to pay off the stories that they would need to pay off to add yet another title to the situation, men or women. So that's my thought.
I'm going to disagree with you there because I think what they're doing, what it looks like to me is it's going to start being the IC in the US are more like TV titles. And I think with a mid-card women's title, they could do that and then save the payoff for the world championships at these pay-per-views. But I think the mid-card championship matches should be if it's like something huge, like John Cena going for the IC, hypothetically, that's going to be on a pay-per-view. But I think these like Jey Uso with the belt, I don't know if we ever see Jey Uso fight with the belt on a pay-per-view, especially with Survivor Series coming up. Crown Jewel, like I don't know if he's gonna be on.
Well, yeah, because he can do tag stuff for Survivor Series. You get more people on that show because of the nature of War Games. I don't know, Jose. What do you think?
I'm thinking. Implications in sense I don't know if it has to do with storyline. It could be just a regular match. Think of the Kings and Queens. They got a title shot, so it could be something like that. I don't know if it's going to be storyline wise. Rock coming back, I think that's too early. I expect Rock back at the Royal Rumble. To be honest with you, you don't need the Rock right now. This whole storyline, bloodline, where is it going? It's kind of it. Everybody thinks it's going to be the Civil War, right?
That's what we definitely want.
Right, but if you realistically think about it, how are we going to get Jey Uso and Sami Zayn in it? If you want my honest opinion, I can see. Oh, shit, this is going to be bad. I can see the Bloodline versus Orton, Kevin Owens,
Cody
Rhodes, and Roman at Survivor Series, and that's where and that is where the turn's gonna happen. It's just think about it. If Jey Uso doesn't come back now,
it's
what are we doing? Like if he got it, he has to come back.
Didn't Jimmy come back for a house show this weekend?
Oh, did he?
He may have, yes.
Wait, you didn't know that? I know.
I believe I believe the reporting is that he's fine. Like he's healed up. Cool. And so he can come back.
I heard he's fine. Then heard he's fine, but I wouldn't think the internet would have blown up if he was on a house show.
Hold up.
Everybody would have talked about Jimmy's first match. There's nothing on there.
Huh? Maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will see
you're right, though. Jose, I think you're right. I think Jose's right. That makes the most sense right now, but it just
they could definitely
really sucks. It really sucks if that's where they go.
It definitely will, and they never promised. They never promised us Bloodline War Games. That was all us that was hyping it up.
Yeah, so maybe we made it too obvious. Maybe we made it too obvious.
It just makes sense. That's where it's going because it's just those four, and then you have these four with their little bullshit storyline going, like not trusting each other. It just makes perfect fucking sense why that's gonna go. Like they have to work together. Can they all trust Roman? Can Roman trust all of them? Can Kevin Owens deal with his bullshit with fucking Cody Rhodes? And there's fucking Randy Orton in the background just twiddling his thumbs waiting to get to Cody Rhodes. That makes most perfect fucking sense. That's where they're going. It doesn't everybody wants Sami Zayn. There's no way I can't picture putting Sami Zayn in there. Freaking Jey Uso just won the IC title unless your bloodline is gonna come in and interfere and take the title away. But how would you do that?
I guess the only thing I would say, the only way I could see that what you're saying not happening or how they could get out of that is if The Rock comes back now, as opposed to in January. Like if he's one of the big surprise or the big man or whatever, and I don't believe that to be the case. I don't think The Rock's coming this weekend. I'm just saying if it's him, and he aligns with Solo or whatever, and like they're all part of that same crew, I could see. I mean, because Roman Reigns can do whatever he wants. He doesn't need a storyline reason to do anything. He's Roman Reigns, so he go. Hey, Jay. I mean, realistically, they don't need more story. Roman Reigns goes to Jey Uso and says that he needs his right-hand man back. And that's that. Like, that's all you actually need to get Jey Uso into that match. Sami Zayn, I don't know how you get Sami Zayn there. But, like, I'm saying just realistically, if their mind is we're doing the bloodline thing, that's how they're going to do it. They don't have enough time to do really anything else. But I don't think they are going to do the bloodline thing. I think you're right, Jose. I think that they're because you need Cody on the card, right? You need Randy on the card, you need Kevin on the card, you need Roman on the card. Like
the only way it happens, Kevin Owens needs to turn at this pay-per-view.
Right. If Kevin turns, then he won't be part of that.
Part of it, and then you can switch. Now you just make shift over into that. Yeah, but then what do you do with Randy Orton?
Right, so and then what do you do with Cody Rhodes? Like, the main events of War Games are the 2 War Games matches. So you're just gonna have those 2 matches. You're probably only gonna have like 2 more. Because we only do like 4 or 5 a show. So now what? It's Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens and Gunther
Halloween
versus Sammy. That's what I mean. Like, it'll be like like a bunch of people are gonna get like shafted, frankly. If
Saturday night's main event, they do it.
Well, they're definitely having a big match at Saturday night's main event. I think that could be where the Orton match happens. But that's beside the point.
We get a women's War Games match this year? Because I feel like there's been nothing. Like there's no direction.
They wanted that pure fusion core or whatever they are. That's what they wanted. And it's not working. So I don't know how they're going to handle that, but that's what they were hoping for. That's the
lesbian team, right?
I don't believe we should be calling them that, but yes. They wanted that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
This week was like the first time I'd always like either skip them or I don't watch them. But when they were talking about like, it seems like they're trying to get Lyra to join them, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that would make them at least not boring.
Well, yeah, it'd be interesting to see Lyra turn and join them, but and then you got them versus Damage Control, especially if Asuka's back.
Yeah.
Right. So that would be if they do a women's war game, it's going to be the Io Sky Damage Control versus this pure collection of whatever. I don't know their name. Like this is not even like a bit. I truly don't remember their name. But
pure collection of what Matt said.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that could be the women's one in at Survivor Series if they're keen on doing that. But if that happens, that means Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan need to be on the card. So that's again one less spot that you now have. So now you've got basically 2 War Games: Cody, Kevin, Rhea, Liv, or something to that effect. And I mean that Gunther's off the next. Now Gunther's off. Now this is off. That's why they need more. They need to go 6 or 7 matches, and some of them can be 5, 10. Between 5 and 10 minutes. But it's just absolutely it's not gonna work. The 4 or 5 match card is not enough.
For me, I like the 5 card match.
I like it for me because I can watch the show and then I can like do other things in my day. Like I love it for me in terms of like my viewing experience, but I'm not in the middle of a WWE storyline with, only one segment on Raw every week to tell a story with no payoff in sight.
Like the Wyatt 6 that doesn't look like it's gaining any momentum.
I mean, they're fine, but they're not doing anything because they've not been on the single.
They're waiting for Judgment Day to finish.
You think so?
They're going straight to Judgment Day.
I thought about so I could see it being Finn, but I could also see it being Miz and Karrion Kross, who appear to be about to work together.
And that's what, that seems like the thing.
Yeah, but they're still doing their thing now they got their whole crap with R-Truth. It makes more sense. I think it makes more sense. I don't know if
Finn. Finn is definitely
I don't know if it's Finn. I can tell Dom.
It's not Dom.
It's Dom. Because Dom, Liv, because Liv's going to have to move on after this.
Yeah.
So Nikki will come in because if you notice that on Raw, there's no other like up and coming women.
Right. No, if Rhea loses, then there's really nothing.
Yeah. which Rhea probably
which we'll talk about in a second. We probably have to get to the show.
Yeah.
It's time to.
We talked about everything, but I agree, Jose. Judgment Day is definitely my top 3 thoughts on who Wyatt 6 is going to go after next.
Well, definitely a lot of ability to it. So why don't we talk about this actual event that should lead to all of these roads to these big premium live events. But I will say this last thing, and I said it jokingly, Ryan, only because I know you're the biggest Cody Rhodes fan, that if they let Roman get his title back, it's because the Saudi prince wants it, specifically because he wants it. He said, well, fuck your stories. I want him to win this in my homeland.
I
Give
don't
him it
necessarily.
back.
I don't necessarily think that that's a problem. I've never been on the Cody needs a year-long title train. He needed it to be long enough to be respectable, so he
Yeah.
didn't look like a chump. But losing it to Roman in November or December, I don't believe that that's actually a problem. Or Randy Orton for that matter. It doesn't even have to be Roman.
I want Randy so bad. I need
I think
Randy
that'd be
versus Cena
dope.
at Mania. I need it.
Well, that's
like that.
That's why I don't think Randy. I guess if Randy has the title, that could be interesting.
That's
Randy
what I'm
versus
saying.
Cena for the title at Mania.
And Cena could break the record by beating Randy. Because
Right,
they've
yeah,
never. It's surprising they've never main evented at Mania. Or I don't even know if they've had a Mania singles match.
I don't think
No,
they
they
have.
have never
No.
have.
That's insane.
Because Triple H always threw himself into the Mania spot. It was Randy Orton until WrestleMania, and then John Cena was facing Triple H. He faced Triple H like 3 times. Or Shawn
So
Michaels, you know
dumb.
what I mean? Actually,
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels never had a main event at WrestleMania, but still, like, yeah.
No,
I feel
there's
like he
Shawn
fought
Shawn Michaels had
with his
a
retirement match.
WrestleMania.
His
with
retirement
John
match.
Cena.
Oh, not
Yeah, with John Cena, yeah,
Well, didn't he
23
fought-
in
yeah,
Fort Phil.
23.
Fort
Oh
Phil.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Probably the
Okay,
most
yeah,
underrated
exactly.
match of all time on a main event match of all time. You could
there you
argue.
go. Yeah. So
I love
for
that
that
match.
whole time period, that whole Cena on top time period, it would be Randy Orton until the big paycheck came around, and then Triple H would put himself or his friends in the spot.
The Miz.
Well, and
You don't
yeah,
get
The Miz,
Randy.
but-
You get the
Miz.
Miz.
One last thing though, and then we'll finally go into the event. Also on Pat, Cody said, "You guys," pretty much paraphrasing, "you won't believe what we have planned for WrestleMania 41." I think that's a clear indication he will definitely main event again for his third one on night 2.
It doesn't have
But
to be a main event. He's going to have a top tier match. I think if you go Roman
Well,
Rock,
It's 2 nights. He could main event night 1. Too,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does he
Exactly.
main
Or is it-
event if he's not fighting Rock?
yeah, that's pretty much what I was leading towards.
Night 1, maybe.
Night 1 with
Because
Randy.
Cena, The Rock, Roman, I would rather watch in the main event than.
Cena's not going to be in the main event.
Aren't we though?
No matter
There's
what.
no doubt.
No matter what's going on.
Cody
For
and
his
The Rock
last
have
Mania?
to.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't know, man.
He won't open. He'll be in the middle somewhere. I like Cena. I'm not saying this because I don't like Cena. I'm just saying he doesn't need a main event, so they're not going to give him one.
One thing
they
though,
don't need
but
to
with the
build him.
Cody,
He's literally
all we
retiring.
know is the Cody and Rock. They technically have an ongoing story, even though we haven't had
Yes.
an update since April. So is that a main event, or is it for
That could
Crown
be.
Jewel, or is it
That would be a main event.
Royal Rumble, or
It'll main event whatever card it's on.
well, that'll be the 31.
Yeah,
will that
for
be
sure.
the 41 in Vegas?
Probably. I mean, I think so, but I know a lot of people think it's going to be Rock Roman in Vegas. I don't. I think that's going to go on longer, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, we got time for that. Why don't we now focus on Bad Blood 2024 and talk about might as well stay on the Cody Roman theme right now as the first thing to talk about. I don't think it's made it. I've heard the main event is going to be the Hell in Cell match, which we'll obviously talk about next. But I've heard it's this one. But regardless, the match we have right now, we have our first match to discuss the famous "Can They Coexist" style match WWE likes to still do, no matter if it's Vince or Triple H, clearly. But we have here Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, with Tonga and Loa on their side. So we have here this tag team match in that awesome promo at Georgia Tech Field, which also during the Cody interview with Pat, they said that he didn't say it was unscripted, but it was genuinely how each other felt. I don't know. Is it kayfabe improvisation?
It's definitely kayfabe.
Yes, that's kayfabe. Yes.
Okay, but I'm just going with what he said. But regardless, though, great promo, set up the stakes, and now we have Roman in his first match since Mania, and Cody continuing to fight the Bloodline. Where do we see this going?
Dude, I don't know.
Really?
This is so hard.
I mean,
This is
I
so
know what I
hard.
think, but
Well, Jose, since you
Oh.
know what's going to happen, tell us.
No, I want to know what Ryan thinks.
well, I mean, first of all, if you go to the last word on sports pro wrestling, I've written a bunch of different things about this, including Team Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and how history says it will end. And I laid out all the different ways that it can possibly end. Personally, I think after watching, it's been a few weeks since I wrote that. I think I'm leaning most toward the idea, given what Cody has said about there being a big surprise and my belief that The Rock's not coming back until Survivor Series.
Metro Boomin's is going to help him, isn't he?
No, I was saying that I think there's a possibility, and I'm going to go run with this now, that Roman turns on Cody. But when he turns on Cody, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa take out Solo.
Oh shit.
That'd be
Roman's
dope.
back in charge. Solo's out. Cody looks a fool. And I believe that, and hear me out, because we're not ready to get, the band back together with Roman and the Usos. But you know who else has a real strong connection with the Usos? Their literal brother, Solo Sikoa. So I think that I'm leaning most toward the idea that Roman Reigns is going to betray Cody. He's going to take over the bloodline again. We get Roman Cody 3 at Crown Jewel for the title. Roman's back in charge of the bloodline, and it's pandemonium.
Dude, I fucking love that.
That's where I'm at right now. That's the big surprise.
Too specific for me to call that, but I love that. I fucking love that. Fuck it, The Rock comes back. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That would be the biggest thing, is The Rock comes back and does anything. That would be the biggest thing.
What's he even doing? I literally can't think of a project he's doing. Not like I know his schedule or anything, but
I'll talk to him and I'll let you know.
Yeah, right. You're closer to us than him, so
yeah,
more likely. Dwayne.
But yeah, I think The Rock could come back here, and I don't think he has a match till Survivor Series versus Cody. But
I could see that too. He returns here and then sets up a match for Survivor Series.
Just because I think they like babyface Roman too much. Like I think that's what they want to rock out with, or at least experiment with. So I feel like that would turn him heel if we went Ryan's way. But I would prefer Ryan's way. I'm not gonna lie. That would be so. That's what I need.
Where are you at, Jose?
That's the most WCW type book I've ever heard in my life.
82. Hey, we all watched the documentary. 82 weeks they were on top. So
83.
See, that's Vince Russo booking. God damn.
82 weeks they're on top.
So
it works
that
82
one night,
times
you
out
had
of the year.
4 swerves in one night. Jesus.
It's 2 swerves. It's 2 swerves.
They're swerving on him.
Double swerves.
Yo, one thing I learned from the Vince stock is that Hulk had the original Roman schedule. Yeah. I just want to say that. That's hilarious. So that is WCW booking.
I'll give it to you real easy. All right, so the rumor is that's not main eventing, right?
Yeah, correct. That's the rumor.
So that gives you so there's not going to be a clean finish at the match. So I can totally see that Tama Tonga and what's his name is going to jump in.
Lower.
You're going to have a smaz finish. You're going to have Randy and Kevin come in, and that whole bullshit is going to proceed itself. If The Rock does show up, it's to confront Roman for him going against the bloodline. But I don't see that coming in now. I can see that actually at Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm. To set up for Survivor Series, yeah.
Correct. That's what I think is going to – I think it's a smudge. I don't think you fucking Solo took an L last pay-per-view. You can't have him take an L in this pay-per-view. You can't think he's going to go into Survivor Series and take another L because whoever Team Roman is going to win. So you're making the new bloodline already bad. They're taking 3 L's back to back to back.
Yeah, but if Roman's their new boss, all is forgiven.
Yeah, that's not happening. You got too much. You also have to think in a storyline business standpoint. Roman Reigns is money right now, and you're not going to risk that.
Either way.
Yeah, but you're not risking. He's not going to. He's big money, like huge money now. Like right now, as the face, he's money. They're not risking that.
No,
And you
he
want
makes.
and you want
I
Jacob.
disagree. He makes more money for them if he can fight the other money guy on SmackDown, which is Cody. Right now, they got two money guys who can't fight each other, so they got to be in tag team matches.
Does this make any sense? We're going back to the basics of him fighting Kevin Owens. We're gonna have him back going against Randy Orton. We're gonna have him going back against Cody as being bad. Or
where we're going back to?
We're going back to those matches because that's all he's gonna have. He's not. That's it. That's the same three.
He beats Cody, then he goes after The Rock. Rock comes back.
Rock,
what everybody wants.
The Rock that's calling me a Cody crybaby. I'm gonna go. No, you need to stop it. You already got a face Roman Reigns versus the next big heel, Jacob Fox. Who everybody's waiting for that match.
Yeah, they haven't built Jacob nearly enough for that match.
You need to stop. So you're gonna just jerk that shit off away completely. Have him as a heel.
No,
fight the same dumb
what you do
for the last 5 years.
You have Jacob, who, as we know, loves Solo. Now he's got to work with Roman.
I see. This is what
now he's got to work with Roman. This is going to build that tension for that match you want so badly that they've done no build for.
All I need you to say is bro and after every sentence, and we got freaking Vince Russo on the show. No, it doesn't make you will have a bigger, and once you realize that Roman Reigns become trusted and is a man of his word, that's the big thing for him, is a man of his word. And now you're just gonna be like, no, it's not happening. Bro, it's gonna be a smudge. Trust.
Hey, any chance of No, I'll let you finish your
point. Go ahead. The point is you're setting, you having all four, and now all three of them are gonna come with some bull trust issues, and you have a bigger implications to the next pay-per-view with all this bullshit. And then someone will turn on that next pay-per-view.
Well, I will just say, Jose, when I wrote this, I just reopened to see what I actually picked when I was paid to write about it, and I agreed with you.
Thank you.
I said that, everyone smells betrayal. I mentioned this whole taking over the bloodline from Solo thing that I just pitched to you that I do think could happen now. I said more than likely, though, that their alliance will just rise and fall with the occasion. When Roman or Cody needs backup, Roman and Cody will back each other up. When they don't need backup, because Cody's got to fight Kevin Owens and Roman's got to fight Jacob Fatu, they'll go their separate ways, and they'll be like Batman and Superman. They won't cross paths until sometimes when they do. That's how I said it's going to end. And maybe it will, but that means whatever does main event is going to have something freaky on it, because that's lame.
Any chance Umaga's son comes back? I heard.
I thought he signed with AEW. Zilla?
Did he?
That was a rumor.
Well, again, I will say one thing that's really good.
I heard that rumor.
That WWE has over any major league and major promotion, not technically sports, but the fact that the internet community really, really, really makes you think that something's going to happen. Maybe more than, like, I don't know, NFL or NBA Twitter does. Because at least with those two, with the legit leagues, you have to have someone to confirm it or not, whether it's a Woj or Shams or Schefter. But I will say the IWC really makes everything seem legit. And that's where I got that.
Because everybody's working themselves into a shoot, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, brother.
But anyways, though, any final thoughts before we move on with this? So it seems like we're feeling betrayals coming, but we see that this is, or just Roman with that, my guy Roman. But this seems it's just to be a chapter. There's no what's the
always
term?
Been chapters.
Yes, I wouldn't look to this match to be the end of the feud.
Yeah,
for this
for a while.
Yeah, whoever wins, whoever loses, doesn't matter. This is not the end. They're gonna pick it up again at some point, if not right away.
I'm excited. Probably, I would guess either it opens or second to last match, but
no, I won't do second to last. It'll probably open, unless it's the main event, obviously. But
cool.
If it's a main event, it's gonna be a clean finish. If it's opened, it's gonna be a smash.
Yeah,
cool. And while apparently a lot of people, big Atlanta personalities, will be there to watch. I know Metro Boomin's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy Red, everybody's favorite woman rapper. JK.
Right.
Maybe
NXT phenomena.
Yeah, right. We got Bianca and Jade hosting. That'll be cool. Maybe Future pulls up. I don't know, Donald Glover.
That'd be fun.
Just thinking of Atlanta rappers. Outkast makes their reunion once and for all at a WWE event. Oh
They free
man,
Young
Ti,
Thug.
Young Thug, yeah, free Young
They
Thug.
free
He
Young
gets
Thug
out.
for Bad Blood.
Oh man, you want to talk about? We really talk about cases going on. That's crazy, that one. But should be cool. Should be cool. But this though, we have the feud of the year, no doubt having its big finale. The Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre will take place. Triple H has brought back the late 2000s Hell in a Cell, not that stupid red one. And yeah, this is it. The feud started at Rumble when Drew McIntyre tore CM Punk's triceps. 9 months later, we're here in October for this big match. So much shit talking, so much blood, so much embarrassing one another in front of their families or their countries. I've had an awesome time watching this feud, and I'm really looking forward to see the big series finale here. So my first question is somebody gonna die? Because there's definitely been fighting words legitimately said here. And I don't know, do we expect this to be legit gory and bloody? I mean, honestly, the story really does make it justified in a way. But this is really interesting. I've been really looking forward to talking about this one. Like, yeah, this is exactly what the stipulation was created for. Not when we did it every single October just because it's October. That's when you have Randy Orton versus Mark Henry in a Hell in a Cell match. But this is it. Waiting all this time, pretty much a year-long feud. And yeah, let me ask that first bold question. I'm just kidding. No one's gonna die, but do we expect it to be very violent though? And do we expect it to be, what we've waited for? Is it gonna be worth it?
It better be. It
Yeah,
better
right.
be violent. It better be worth it. It has to be a banger. Like, I mean, they've had 2 good matches. But I need to see like that. Them making that touch the corners match actually entertaining is like insane. So
Yeah.
you put them in a Hell in a Cell with like these like vibes where it's gonna be bloody, there's gonna be weapons, like it's gonna be a great match. I think it might be match of the year.
Seriously, this is no doubt the finale. It has to main event this one. It has to.
I hope it does.
Yeah, I expect it to. I'm sure most people do too, but Jose and Ryan, where do you see this one finally going? And
Who does he have winning in the match?
who does who? I mean, I think Drew should win if you ask me.
Drew?
Yeah. What
I
does
think
CM Punk
Drew
need this
too.
win for?
You think both of y'all think Drew?
I
Yeah.
think Drew.
Jesus Christ.
What does CM Punk need to do? Old
lose,
ass.
and we start Punk turning heel. I need
Listen,
Punk to go heel so bad.
Can I ask you a
I'd be
question?
down with that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right, let's say Drew wins. What do you do with Punk?
He goes heel.
You just
Yeah?
have him go heel slowly.
Yeah? Okay.
He goes
So
for
I'm
the.
gonna say, okay, so let me ask you a second question. Where do you do with Gunther?
Gunther gets Seth Rollins. I want Gunther Seth Rollins after
But
Bronson
Seth
Reed.
Rollins just got in with what's his name?
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed. So that's not happening. He's busy.
You can
Gunther,
have him
you
fight
can-
Sammy again. Fuck it.
No, you already had him fight Sammy. This is just Sammy is just a pullover for a Raw main event.
Tiebreaker.
Y'all bugging. You already know CM Punk
I like
is
that
winning.
one. We're gonna do wrong.
CM Punk is winning. In the creative book in mind, you take CM Punk, he finally finished the feud, then you got someone to fight Gunther, which Gunther will beat what's the name? And keep it freaking moving. And now you got at least 3 months where you have to worry about the bloodline storyline and all that other crap. Gunther and CM Punk can do their thing. Drew McIntyre will bitch about whatever, and you can set up his next feud with. Good question on who, but
Why don't you?
Why
But
can't
why
Drew
do you
beat
need
Gunther?
Punk to win in this match? Punk
so
can literally take
okay,
a shit and
let's
move
go.
the
Let's
fans. They dick ride him so crazy.
What do you do with Drew?
One
Why
thing
can't
you
Drew
could do,
beat
you could
Gunther?
have him win and then get hurt in the match, and then do it that way.
I'm asking you, what do you
Like
do with
in
Drew?
Dragon Ball Z, when Majin Vegeta exploded, that was
Yeah,
what Drew McIntyre could do.
You ever listen to podcasts and when they talk about booking and they ask you what's next? So I'm asking you, Drew won. What's
I told you
next?
they beat each other so bad that
That's
literally
not
he couldn't
happening.
walk out.
Okay,
You're
that's
asking me
not.
what to do. I'm telling you what happened.
What's next?
It is gonna happen.
What's next?
He can take some
Okay,
time off and
okay,
get hurt
do
and come
what?
back in the Rumble.
And do what? And
Then come back in the Rumble and
you
start
just
him.
paid. You just signed this guy, and you're gonna give him a break.
Yeah, that's what they do. I can say that about Roman Reigns. I can say that about Roman Reigns. I can say that about any high-paying wrestler.
Freaking what's the name?
They never pay anyone. They paid AJ to sit at home.
That's his contract. You need to stop.
That's what they do. They for the sake, and I'll tell you because, and we saw in the Vince doc about overworking these people. This is how they have legit off seasons, and then that's how you could do that.
They don't have those old ass schedules where they're working.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're not going to give Drew a day off because you need to stop. Matt, that's my point in the storyline. What do you go? It just makes obvious sense. Gunther needs a new contender. Who would it be?
Or Drew could be that person.
Drew, you're not having Drew versus Gunther. Everybody wants Punk because you already teased it earlier. That Punk wants that. That's his goal, is to go main event.
No, he said all he wants is money. He literally said that. He said
that too. He did also say that. That's true.
He did say that too. But we last promo, what was it?
Yeah, most recently he wanted the title. He wanted the money originally. Now he's back and he wants the title and money.
He even backed out when he said it. He was like, at first it was just making money, but now I want the world title.
And money.
And money. So,
two things.
It just makes logical sense. Drew McIntyre is so good as a heel that you can take him anywhere and place him. He can even go beat the shit out of Sami Zayn after he bitches and bullshits crying, I didn't win.
CM Punk could beat somebody up in a wheelchair and the WWE fans will go crazy for him. Don't you think it's kind of hard making him a heel? Literally anything he does. Oh my God. He really is the Taylor Swift of the wrestling industry.
It's not hard.
He's not. I wrote a whole article about that too.
It's not hard to turn CM Punk. It's really not. He's a dick.
Yeah, I'm actually with those. I'm going to jump in. I'm with Jose. CM Punk's going to win. And he's going to do the whole I had to become a monster to slay the monsters.
So he'll break bad?
Well, he's done it before. He did it, early in his career. It's a very iconic promo of his. He did it again when he was in that blood feud with MJF and AEW. So he's going to do it here. He is going to win. But he is a dick, and honestly, I think that even though he's the face who's going to beat the heel, if they do it right, then they'll already have set the seeds for what he's going to look like when he finally does turn. In terms of what's next, I don't know that he goes to Gunther right away. I think you could keep Sami Zayn as Gunther's opponent for a little bit. I think you could let CM Punk take a break. You could also...
Really? Why
would
you?
Well, because he's old and you don't want him to break again.
Right, they're fighting on Raw. This is not meant to be a long feud with Sami's.
They're fighting on Raw because Triple H only wants to pay 10 people every time they go anywhere.
It's because this feud is done. It's over. It's just a one-off.
Or fine. Or it could be Punk because Punk is going to win. I'm not saying it's not Punk. I'm just saying I don't know that you have to jump to Punk Gunther right away, but you can because Punk's going to win. I think McIntyre ends up working with Braun Breaker, who's turned face, just turned face, so he needs a big heel in order to make him, because I think it's very possible he's the guy who actually beats Gunther at the end of the year to take that title.
Yeah, so definitely would.
You need Braun to work a program with a true main event level heel. Drew is a true main event level heel. So that's how I would do that. That's where I would put Drew next, and Punk can go to Gunther or John Cena can get involved. Kick off his retirement tour.
You were doing so great, right?
To do that early. Start that retirement tour early.
Listen, everyone. So John Cena has to do two things with this retirement tour, and it's really hard to do. He's got to be a rock star, and he's got to be an MVP athlete. When you're an old MVP athlete, think Aaron Rodgers. or Tom Brady did this too. Seriously, you have your whole career, legendary career, and then right when you're about to be done, you flip it. You go somewhere totally different scheme, totally different players, preferably younger people, younger coach, younger team, etc. And you try and build that team to be contenders for the future by imparting your wisdom. That's how athletes retire, elite athletes. Elite rock stars, they don't do anything new. They don't release a new album. They go on a farewell tour and they just play their 4 or 5 biggest hits on repeat for like 300 days out of the year, and then they go away with their billions. And John Cena has to do both of those. So he's got a while going back and forth. Where does he start? I think he starts by playing the greatest hits. Who is that? Obviously Randy Orton, but we're saving him for down the line. You look at the roster, who else is a Cena guy? Like a guy that you think of when you think of John Cena's career.
The Miz, baby. Here we go.
CM Punk was the right answer. And so I think that it's very possible that John Cena could make, Bad Blood. They want it to be big. They want it to be important. You have John Cena come back, talk to CM Punk, who just said he's the monster to take out the monsters, all this stuff. He's gone a little crazy. Cena be like, dude, you got to hang it up. And that's how you get to their fight later on, Royal Rumble or something. I don't know. But could do that. Probably won't. It's probably just what Jose said. But fun to think about, bro.
How you feeling, Anthony, about this?
I think the Cena guy, we need Cena to come back and fight. Is the people over there? What's up?
That's right. His biggest fan, childhood hero.
John Cena comes back to save R-Truth from the Miz. Book it, bro.
I mean, that works actually. Everything there works. I will say though, we got what we needed out of that, because he did come out on Raw and tag team with R-Truth, and I think that is just the perfect ending to the R-Truth John Cena saga. R-Truth needed a partner to even the odds. He got John Cena after WrestleMania. I think that, to me, that's the perfect way to end that chapter. I think they got their payoff, personally.
I love R-Truth so much. You want to know a fun person to follow? Great live streams. That's the guy.
He is funny.
Commenting on the Shannon Sharp sex tape live.
A lot, too.
So funny.
A lot. Like, it was a lot of messages.
He's like,
he watched it for a long time,
bro.
It was multiple screenshots.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yo, Unc, that's not PG. It's funny. He calls him Unc, and they're definitely around the same age.
Yeah, exactly. They're like the same age, probably. He might even be older.
I think Truth is older, dude. I definitely think Truth is older.
Love that.
Oh, God.
Shannon Sharp also, he once ranted on wrestling. He's got to make his wrestling debut.
At
WWE, though.
Why not?
Oh, man.
That
is Georgia connection. He's from Georgia.
Versus John Cena.
Versus John Cena.
I like that. But, all right, listen. If you guys I respect your opinion, though. I think Drew should get that stuff.
We're split on that. That's cool. I like that. I like it when we're split. I don't like it when me and Jose agree, though. That makes me nervous.
You guys are hilarious. All right, hold up really quick as I fix this broken headphone. So the next one, right? We have here another long feud that has taken pretty much the entire year. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley finally having their payoff match. The Women's World Championship match, aka the Dominic Mysterio on a pole, but he's really going to legitimately be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. So Dominic in a shark cage match for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. It's finally coming to an end, this match, my friends. Oh, man, where does this go? Do we have Liv show? You can home wreck, steal your man, and get rewarded with the championship after? Or does Rhea win and get redemption? Totally team Rhea on this one. But I really want to... How do you end this specific feud with Dominic in the shark cage too? Ryan, I read your predictions for this one that I really liked.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
That might be the most Vince Russo thing I've ever written.
So if you want to go with that or So if
Wait,
you
what
want
was
to
it? What was
I wasn't gonna say it because Jose might actually have an aneurysm if I.
it? Jose said he wants to hear it. Jose said he wants to hear it. He told me right now.
yeah,
All
bless
right.
us with it, Ryan.
I'm gonna give you the
then
context. I want to give some context. I'm gonna promote myself fast while I do this. So for Last Word on Sports, I was tasked with writing because there was all that controversy about what's gonna end. So I looked at the match card and I said, let me look at how each of these matches would end if they were in the main event. That was the premise of the article, predicting how all these matches would end if they were the last match on the card. So premise being there's going to be a big ending no matter what the last match is, right? So for this one, I complained that the shark cage is a ridiculous gimmick for the amount of time and animosity that this feud has got. But since they seem, content with doing the shark cage, I said the way the match should end, if Liv does retain, with the title on the line, Dom tries to escape the cage to help Liv the entire match. That's his whole thing. He's trying to get out of the cage. He can't. Rhea is just destroying Liv. When he realizes he can't get out to help, and he does the only thing he can do, he reaches up into the cage, he unscrews the cage, and the shark cage drops into the ring, stunning everyone involved. Liv, roll up, wins the match. Boots on out of there.
Man.
That was how I said Liv should win. I actually also, in fairness, said if Rhea wins, she should, after winning, go up there and knock the shark cage down. I think the shark cage should fall down regardless, but that's less of an ending and more of a Rhea Ripley wins and then gets her revenge on Dom by sending him through the mat in a shark cage. But I'm going to go with Liv winning, and I'm going to go with Liv winning by shark cage distraction as it falls from the sky. That's where I'm going. That's what I wrote. I don't believe that will happen at all, but I have nothing better, so I'm going to say Liv wins via shark cage shenanigans. That's what I'm going to say.
I've heard the Raquel Rodriguez coming back and screwing Rhea Ripley thing on the internet a lot, and I think I'm leaning towards that. The whole Finn call on Monday Night Raw leads me to believe that, first of all, Dominic being in a cage tells you that this match is going to be so much more bullshit than you expect, So either Raquel or something else is going to happen where it's just like you don't see it coming. But Liv is going to cheat her way out of this one because I don't think this feud is done yet.
I'm also, by the way, going to buy lottery tickets if as you said, the bullshit that happens is the cage falling down. In any capacity, if I got even close to what happened, I'm going to start buying lottery tickets. But anyway, sorry, continue, Jose.
I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan, Liv, whatever the name, Rodriguez jumping in.
All of them.
I like the idea of Rhea winning, then Dom saying, "It was always you, I love you," and they even share their first on-screen kiss, and then Rhea just beats the shit out of him after and rides off in the sunset.
I mean, not enough shark cage for me, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think the shark cage.
If
Rodriguez is coming, I think, and that will also end the feud, and she can transition to her and move, get away from Liv Morgan, because you need to end the storyline.
I was more thinking of Liv and Raquel becoming like a little faction within a faction, but I'm cool with them ending the storyline too. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. And the Finn and Damian, which we'll talk about later, I feel like they haven't done enough. I'm hoping this match is like the start of their feud because their feud hasn't been shit.
Definitely agree. We could even start with that one next. But any other things with the Rhea and Liv though? I don't have any. Why don't we talk?
Do you want to know a fun fact I just realized about Rhea Ripley?
What?
All right, since the beginning of the new year, right? Yeah. How many times Rhea Ripley has wrestled on Raw since last Monday?
0.
Dude, I can't think of a time.
She did the tag match, her and Damian versus was it Dominic and Liv? Maybe
that was on pay-per-view.
That was on pay-per-view. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah.
The answer is 1.
Who was it?
In the beginning, what's the girl from the All American group? Whatever the fuck.
Oh, Ivy
Oh,
Nile.
Ivy Nile. That makes sense.
On the beginning of the year. That is the only time she ever wrestled this year on Raw.
Wait, didn't she fight Maxine too? Didn't she fight both of them? Like back-to-back weeks or something like that?
Maxine? No,
Huh?
I don't think they gave Maxine to Rhea. That would be mean.
I thought they did, and she just like destroyed her, and then Maxine was like, it was a great
Well,
fight.
it might have happened weeks before, but then it would have been in
Maybe.
December.
That could be what I'm thinking about.
All right, but that was my fun fact. All right, go ahead.
That is a fun fact.
Oh, and one more fun fact. Just you know what time this pay-per-view starts?
3
No.
my time.
It's 3 your time. It's 6 o'clock. And guess what? The Saudi is at 3 o'clock at your time. They're starting to do 6 o'clock Eastern pay-per-views now. Not
I did
8
actually
no more.
hear about that.
The
I
Saudi
vaguely-
one is
I'm fine with that, to be honest with you. But
You don't want to
But everybody's saying some bull crap reason. Do you want to know the real reason why?
what?
UFC.
college football.
Actually, is
UFC.
UFC. Yep, they don't want to
UFC.
Because they start 10 o'clock.
So they want everything
Correa's
wrapped
fighting.
up tight.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I got
the
another
duo.
Vince Russo thing for the end, Jose, if you want.
Oh, bro, can't wait for this.
Me and him would get along, I think. But
He
that's neither
comes
here
up
nor
with some
there.
crazy shit.
Not like me, he doesn't.
Wait. Is it for this match? Okay. Okay.
I mean, it is, but I don't have to say it now. We could just do it at the end.
Go for it. Go.
All right. Well, another thing I was looking at for this is big returns. You know, it's a big show. You want some big returns. You got The Rock. I've already right. I've already teased John Cena could be a big return that comes back. But one of the big returns I was thinking of. Let's be honest. This women's feud has been going on forever, but sometimes length is not quality.
Definitely didn't
right?
need the belt either.
That too,
True.
because they have Dom, but and that's actually mostly the problem. They've been fighting over Dominic and then just kind of also worrying about the belt a little bit. So, what if at Bad Blood after the match, regardless of who wins, Trish Stratus returns and
Jesus
runs
Christ.
down the women's division for losing their way. She says, "I did not go through all that
You're
barking
not
nonsense
enough for me.
to have the two top women on this show
Oh wait, that's not her.
fighting over a
That's
rat."
Stephanie.
Yeah. Fighting over a rat-looking dude like Dominic Mysterio. She says, "You guys all want to talk about how, you're so much better than all of us back then. I didn't spend half as much time on TV arguing about a man as the two of you." Why would they do this? Simple. Where is what's it called? Where is
Atlanta.
Survivor Series?
Vancouver, British Columbia.
That's right. Canada. What do they need to get a woman on a card? A big hook. How do you get a big hook in Canada? You have a Canadian legend. Boom. Trish Stratus versus whoever wins this match for the women's title in Canada.
I wanted Trish versus Tiffany Stratton so bad after Money in the Bank.
Right?
I mean, that would have been cool too, but they didn't
That would
really
have
set
been
that
so
up.
sick. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh no! Whoa!
Russo!
Yes, Russo!
Russo!
She beats Liv. Stratton cashes in. Beats Trish. Now you got Trish for Stratton.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
this show is went off the rails.
Random.
it.
Just want to just
That gets you
random.
everything. That gets you everything. That gives you Trish. It gives you Rhea. It gives you Liv. It gives you
Oh,
Tiffany. It gives you a
God.
cash in. That's perfect.
I just want to also say I have the Mets game in the background. Mets just Mets themselves. By 6 outs to go to the NLDS. And they keep in this pitcher, Joe Madden, who's had a bad season, gave up 2 home runs, and they're down by 2. They'll be down by 2 in the bottom of the 8th. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Real quick. Make the cash in better. More Russo action, right?
Right.
Tiffany comes out to cash in on Nia's match, which is before this one. Nia doesn't allow it, and then Nia drags Tiffany by her hair out, so she cashes in the. She says, "You cash this in now."
You could do that, but I think we want to give Tiffany some agency. She's about to be world champion, right? We don't want to completely degrade her before she becomes your world champion. So I'll let her come out on her own accord.
Nah,
Gotta
drag
keep
her.
him looking. Gotta keep him looking strong.
Okay.
All right. Now, why don't we transition to that Finn and Damian match right now? Singles match. Lots of tension building there. What's going to happen with Finn and Damian?
Dude,
This is the hardest
wrestling wise, I think this could be the best match on the card.
I mean, they're both
Like-
very, very good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, like,
Finn was
extra
saying
stuff.
Finn was saying some bars in those promos. This dude was a champion, bro. He's the very first Universal Champion. And yeah, they have brought him down a level. I'm sorry. I know, Anthony, I had this joke about Judgment Day being the boring day. I did not have fun with Judgment Day up until, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, to be honest. But yeah, Finn.
Dude, he's so good.
Would you consider Judgment Day main event? That's not main
Yes.
event. You would? All right.
Yes,
Then
I
we'll
would.
I
say
don't know about
it-
anymore.
Finn is the number 2 heel on Raw.
I know, but he wasn't, and they brought him down.
Well, no,
and,
it was
yeah.
Damian Priest.
And Finn had legit, even as a heel, had justified reason to be pissed off.
Mhm.
And now this is a good showcase to prove why he is a generational talent. You don't usually put the general
WWE.
definitely. You don't usually put a generational talent in a mid card. They definitely started mid card with Edge. You don't usually do that to a generational talent like that. And they've done what they've done, and it's been very successful, but the man's got to get his respect back. He's got to be a main eventer again. And this is a good chance for Finn to show who the fuck he is, even though he is, I think, in his early 40s. But he looks like he's 25.
Mhm.
I'm seriously,
no,
I'm really into Finn getting his redemption arc, even being the heel here.
Dude, Matt, this is the whole thing, though, bro. I feel like I say something like that before every Finn pay-per-view match, where it's like it's finally his time, and he
It's
never
never
wins.
his time. Yeah, that's right.
Like,
It's not his time.
It
The Edge
hurts,
one is a
bro.
good example at Mania.
That was insane that he lost that match, but that's beside the point.
That was crazy. Honestly, I was at the Mania, and I remember like going home and seeing tweets like that match sucked. And to me, that was like one of my favorite matches.
Oh, I love that match. Just the ending was wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
That was
I
the
can see
only
it.
issue with that match. And Finn looked like literally a world beater with the freaking everything going on. Like, he looked like a star. They should have called an audible. Even if Edge was supposed to win, Edge should have lost that match, because if Finn had won that match with that injury, he would have been a main eventer, like Matt said. Already, still to this day, he would have been the leader of Judgment Day.
Do you think they had Edge win that match because of Finn's injury? Because that's kind of what I lean towards.
I mean, maybe. Or, like I said, they may have realized that if Finn did win that match, they were going to have to take all of Damian's plans that they were building toward and give them to Finn. So they decided to stunt his growth in the middle of the match to make sure that they didn't ruin their original plans. But no, if Finn had won that match, then he would have been the guy who got the redemptive story. He would have been the guy who won the title, gets betrayed, and then it would have been exactly what we're seeing now, but with Damian still in Judgment Day and Finn being, not in Judgment Day. So, yeah, I think that worked out for Damian that they didn't do it, but I don't. This is the hardest one to
And
pick,
then
guys,
Edge
I think.
Is it really that
Ram the
hard?
Robin. Then he became the Ram Robinson Edge in AEW.
Yeah, well,
That was what you got back. Well, I'm sorry.
yes.
You were saying, Ryan?
Jose disagrees, so I kind of want to hear what he says, but I'm saying this is the hardest one to pick. I don't actually know which way they're going to go.
I thought this was the easiest match to pick.
Okay.
Go home mass suggests Damian Priest. And then it's Damian Priest.
I mean, yeah, I would if it was me and I was in charge, I would pick Damian Priest. But we've already talked about how, Judgment Day might have this big Wyatt program coming up. They're certainly not going to beat the Wyatts. So you want them to go into that coming off a loss to Damian?
Can I ask you exactly? So let me ask you a question. So you are just you're gonna feed Damian to Finn just to Finn loose the bow, which bow won't lead you anywhere. Does that make any sense?
I don't know that Bo won't lead you anywhere. I think that that's a bit presumptuous. But
okay, so again.
Well, that's so far out. We can't book what Bo's going to
But
do
my
if he
point is,
hypothetically beats
Damien,
Finn, who hypothetically
how
beats
many
Damien.
face?
That's too many steps. We're not doing that.
Okay, can I ask you how many face face superstars are there
On Raw? There's what? There's
top 3
on Raw. I don't know why I disappeared.
Top 3?
The top 3 on Raw are
Jay, Damien.
Yeah. And then probably
Punk.
Yeah.
Punk, yeah.
You kind of put
Seth
Punk
is
and
in
Seth.
there.
You kind of put Punk and Seth because they're like on that elite level where they're always going to be going for titles.
I would drop Jay down and put Seth in, but yeah.
So so basically Damien's been taking an ass whooping every fucking week. Mm-hmm. So you're already trying to establish that Finn is becoming stronger and stronger, which obviously they're doing a great job if you are seeing this as a toss-up of who's winning. Finn can always get his heat back. And I think that's what's more important is if you know that, then Damien needs this win.
If Finn has some time before his next marquee program, then yes, Finn can take a loss, just get some wins on Raw, cut a couple promos about being pissed off, and then they can get into the next big program. But if he's jumping right into a big program, then I think they need to keep his heat, and I think you have the same thing happen that I just said, but with Damian Priest. Damian Priest is like, I've been on a bit of been in a bit of a rut. I mean, especially if Rhea loses too, the two of them, those Terror Twins, they can be like, we haven't been doing well. So, they can, pump each other up, get a couple wins, kind of go on a redemption story that way. You can spin it any way you need to. I do think it should be Damian, personally. I just don't know what they're thinking. And I can see if you need Finn to be strong right away, why you would have Finn win. That's why I'm calling it a toss-up. I personally would like it to be Damian. He's still a new face. They're still establishing him, and he could use the win. But
I think Finn only wins if you set Finn up to go against Jey Uso. That's the only way.
Well, obviously I said the Wyatts, but that's essentially the same thing. Like, yeah, if Finn has to go to a main story with right away, then he has to win.
Yeah, but I think
this is the end of the storyline between
for now.
This one, it has to end because you need. It's the turning point. So Survivor Series is just like how I said when we did the SummerSlam podcast it's a turning point. So now it's time change. If you notice that if you look at all the storylines that are going on, all of them are changing now. Like everybody's changing partners. Like when the big four is either right at the cutoff. So you're kind of setting yourself up now. So now everybody's got a new dance partner, pretty much. Cody's gonna get off Sokoa. He's gonna jump to somebody else. Roman's gonna probably jump to Jacob Fatu. And you go to Punk and Damien. They're both gonna go separate. Like if you start to notice that, like around pay-per-view time, you start to see is either all of them are going to continue or all of them are going to shift to new partners. So pretty much this is what's happening.
Triple H has been pretty, I think, good about this, and I personally like this style of, I hated this style when they said it at WrestleMania 39, and I was ranting and raving about how the story needed to end, all that stuff, right? But they said the story never ends. I think that was Triple H's exact line. I mean, I know they said we're just getting started or bottom of the sixth or whatever Paul Heyman said, but Triple H was clear. He goes, the story never ends. And he's been very, I think, true to that. And so nothing is ever done forever. The way that he's been doing this, it is clear now that Finn and Damian hate each other. They're going to have a match in which they hate each other. And then they're going to do something else. And then next time they see each other, they might smash each other's faces in because they hate each other so much. Or they might have to work together despite the fact that they hate each other. So he's been really good about making sure that we all know the stories never end. Everything that happens matters. This feud matters in 10 months, just like it does now, even if they're not actively, fighting each other. So I think that, yes, they're going to take a break. I think Jose's right. They're definitely looking to shift because they've got, Saturday night's main event. They've got all these other kind of shows coming up to finish out the year before they have to shift again and go into, Rumble season. So, yeah, I do believe that they're going to do a shift now, but I don't think that means that we'll never see it again. Same with, honestly, same with McIntyre Punk. I could see them wanting that to be a Mania match because of how hot it is, but they're not going to keep this up till Mania. They're going to let them go away and then blow it back up if they decide to go that route, which they may not, but,
And also, Shelton Benjamin has joined AEW. But
yeah, that's good. That was good. That was a good spot for him. I'm glad that he made it there.
They did that tonight?
Yeah, I just saw that right now. But
Bobby's gonna be there soon too, bro.
Oh yeah, MVP's already there.
Real Hurt business.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Syndicate.
They've been teasing the Hurt business.
Hurt Syndicate.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what it said on his card. He gave a card to somebody. It said Hurt Syndicate. So
that's probably what they're doing.
But yeah, that's going to be a big one. And then the transition to the final match to discuss Nia Jax and Bayley. All right. We got Nia Jax and BBL Bayley going at each other for the WWE Women's Championship. This is
going to kick us off with this one.
I don't give a fuck about this match if Tiffany doesn't. Honestly, I heard a lot of people say they were surprised last Nia and Bayley was as good as it was, and I expected that match to be good just because Nia's probably doing the best work of her career, and Bayley's one of the best straight graps of all time. So it could be a sneaky good match, but as far as storyline goes, if Tiffany doesn't cash in, I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm having in my brain here, I'm having a really hard time figuring out how this match is on the card.
Yeah.
But Gunther and Zayn are not. They're Raw the next week. That makes no sense to me. And yes, and then more specifically, although I don't think that they should replace that, I think that should be added. I think 6 matches is still plenty short. And they should absolutely have the last match. And I'm hoping they throw an Audible. They have a weird, double count out or something. And Alda says, we're not ending it that way. The two of you are going to finish this, Falls Count Anywhere at Bad Blood. Because allegedly, WWE is finally just now aware that they haven't booked a black man on PLE in 6 months. Someone finally clued them in on that. They hadn't noticed, I guess. And so they said that obviously they're gonna, work on that. And so hopefully they work on it by fixing it right now and getting, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes on the show. But I don't want that to replace Bayley and Nia. I want that in addition to Bayley and Nia. But why is the world champion not on the card? And
move her to the pre-show.
Again, it's just the fact that Gunther and Zayn is not on this show, even though they've had a build, right? Because Zayn's been I want a match, I want a match, I want a match, and he keeps saying no, and he finally gave it to him, and it would have been fine to just be you know what, you want a match, fine, Bad Blood this weekend, see you there, would have worked great.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised they didn't do that.
Right, but instead we've got they
got a Metro Brooklyn performance. They need time for.
But they had they had. What she won the tournament thing, the little mini tournament they had, but I don't know. I just can't get behind it. There's no reason to care about this match. I'm sure it'll be fine. I like everybody involved. I just don't and I hope they don't waste the cash in here. I mean, I was joking sort of about the Tiffany Trish cash in, but I hope they don't waste the cash in here regardless, because there's not enough eyes on this match and nobody cares enough about this match to make that cash in worth it. I'd rather just call this match what it is, the filler match, the rest match, the bathroom match, and give Tiffany an actual spotlight to cash in. That's my opinion.
I went to the bathroom when Damian cashed in, I'm pretty sure. I remember sprinting out because I heard all my friends geeking out. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a bathroom match, and if they do the Tiffy cash in, I could definitely see a lot of people missing that moment.
Don't want history to repeat itself there, but either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. But that'll wrap up our show for tonight. Great work from Ryan. Great work from Anthony. Great work from Jose. Anthony, plug your show for us one more time, please, and where we can find your great content.
You guys can find us on the Run the Play network on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I just want to say really quick, I went back and I listened to part of the episode we did 7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
7 months ago, we were just under 70 subscribers, and 7 months later, we're at 300 subscribers.
That's what I'm talking
Nice.
about, bro. It's
Shout
only
out
growing up
Matt.
for them.
That's the productive conversations rub off a little bit. That's why I was like, I'll do another show. Give me another 240 subs, But no, for real, thank you for having me on, Matt. I appreciate it. I don't really have anywhere to talk about wrestling like in a public setting. I talk with my friends about it, but that's kind of it. So I appreciate that. And yeah, Run the Play Network. And you can follow me as well at Aarami on Instagram. Try to spell that.
Bro, let us keep doing this stuff, especially if WWE is going to keep cooking like this. We usually only usually do it for the big four, but now obviously this gave us a good reason to do it. So, wouldn't be surprised if there's a crown jewel one to talk about soon too. So, we got a good future there. Ryan, tell us where we can find your exclusive content regarding wrestling.
Oh yes. So you can look for my content on The Last Word on Pro Wrestling or at the Daily DDT. I write for both. There's no set schedule, so unfortunately I can't tell you to tune in every once in a while, but just check in, especially around a big event, because I probably wrote the absolute craziest way it could end for somebody. So
Amen. Looking forward to that awesome stuff there. Jose, if you want to plug your whatever you're doing.
Absolutely nothing. Just watching wrestling.
That's still really good as well. But all right, great work, guys. Don't forget, Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, for Bad Blood on the Peacock Network. And yeah, we'll see y'all really, really soon. Much love, everybody. See ya.
Have a good night.